Hi, I'm Darrell Ancarlo, host of the Republic West Remodeling Home Tour with yet another home we're going to tour and some fascinating ideas, ones that I had never thought of, inside those doors in just a minute. But before we go there, I'll tell you this. I bought a home at a pretty high price here in the Valley. I think a lot of you have. And I spent deep six figures in renovating and remodeling and making sure everything was the way I wanted, only to find out that the people involved would not let me do it the way I wanted, and to make sure that those people gave me all sorts of headaches. I lament the day I ever met those folks, and I'm glad Republic West Remodeling came into my life. Now, with further ado, their public school administrators, John and Julie, are with us, and let's see if they'll answer the door for me, first of all, and see if we can take a...
Hi.
Hey, John, how are you, man?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, brother. Am I allowed to come in and take a look?
Come in.
Let's go. Thank you, Julie. Good to see you. I told you outside that I have had my share of home remodeling nightmare stories, and let me just tell you straight out, no matter where you're watching this video in the world, if you hire a remodeling company and they do not send a designer, and that designer does not listen to you and then show you what he plans or she plans to do, fire the company immediately. It's going to save you a ton of heartache, I guarantee you. Julie, you had such a designer, and we're in the kitchen here. Did you know what you wanted, or did he help you kind of come up with the picture?
He helped me. I didn't have any clue what I wanted. I just knew I didn't want what I had. And that was a dated 1980s kitchen that wasn't very functional.
I've seen the pictures, by the way. May I stop you? White tiles. It looked like Aunt Mabel was over for a swap of tea.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And so the designer came and asked us all sorts of questions about the kitchen. And what, how do you entertain? What do you like to cook? Where do you like to do things? And he took all that information and came back with this plan and created this kitchen. And 5 years later, I wouldn't change a thing.
And I'll tell you, I see the rendering here from the artist right now, the designer, and it is almost to a T. The design, cabinetry, the pulls, everything. But John, that's where you come in, because the valance over the kitchen countertop here, there was a little bit of a problem, and that's where the craftsman actually stepped in.
Yeah, I really can't take much credit for this, but I was impressed with the fact that the craftsmen that come out on the job bring a lot of creativity to the project.
Sure.
We had spent a lot of time creating a very detailed plan for how it was to go and how it was to look, including cost estimates, and we thought we had it all nailed down, but things happen. And here's an example. The wood that forms this valance only came in 8-foot lengths, and that span is about 9 feet.
So you're going to get yourself a nice seam down
the middle. And the man who was installing this just wouldn't have that.
Right.
It would have hurt the look of the kitchen. So the intricate woodwork that you see at either end of this was created just to bridge that gap, and I really think that enhances the beauty of the room tremendously.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you, it adds a nice 3D look to what you're trying to do with the crown molding and everything else, and that's a good catch. Julie, there was also one other big thing that you wanted gone.
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, it was our, I guess you could call it a phone center, which was a phone on the wall and paper and pencils
Everywhere.
and pens everywhere. A big mess over there because everybody uses it.
Sure.
And Arthur suggested we could put it over here and make a phone center where we can plug in iPhones, iPods, and then we can shut the door when we have company come.
Great move.
I told them we couldn't do it because we'd have to string phone lines across the kitchen.
Right.
But they did it,
Yeah.
of course, and it turned out gorgeous.
Isn't
it's
it
my
amazing?
favorite thing.
Isn't it amazing what happens when you have pros kind of helping you walk through it? And most of us don't know exactly what we need with those pros until they show up. All right, this was your brainstorm. This was your room, John, so you're going to get the credit for it. The pooled room. Can we head off to that room? It's gorgeous. Folks, come on. Okay, so we're in the room that John calls home. John, drop. Come on, let's go. Break it. Let's see if you can drop one. Drop one. Come on. Yeah, you dropped the cue. You just lost. Way to go. Now, what he didn't lose on is the home. So tell me about the room for a second. What are the two standouts besides the pool table that rocked your world, man?
Well, the pool table was here before the remodel, but we really wanted to put hardwood floors under it. So that turned this into a real pool room when we brought the hardwood floors in.
And what about this? Because I've never seen anything like this. It goes from narrow to a cup holder.
That was my idea, and Republic West was great about following through. My idea was that you would have a chair rail around the room, but at two locations, right along this wall and right along this wall, it widens for a place to put drinks as you're playing.
Brilliant move. Julie, I want to hear from the female section here. What do you take from the room?
Well, this was a 1980s living room, carpeted, and looks like where you entertained the Avon lady, except we had a pool room in the middle. And the designer's vision was, let's make a gentleman's pub. And I think he succeeded.
Yep, that's exactly what he did. Beautiful room. All right, let's do this. Let's leave your favorite room, okay? Let's walk down the hall because I know there's a lot more that has been done. I want you to see a bathroom and I want you to see a den turned into an office. It's brilliant work. Let's go. Okay, so we talked about the fact that there were 4 different install areas in this house. This is number 3, and John looks like an old bedroom that's been converted to a den or an office. What was in your head?
Well, you're exactly right. That's what happened. It was our idea that we would create a workspace for Julie and a workspace for me, both in this small room. I knew Julie wanted her desk in front of the window. I wanted mine over here by the television. So,
surprise.
And we needed adequate storing for books, for documents, and all of that.
Sure.
That was all built into this long counter space.
Very nice counter space. Now, 2 things that I noticed from the before pictures. I don't see a single outlet anywhere in this room. What was behind that?
Well, I noticed in other dens that whenever there are outlets along, you have so many things that require you to...
Cords all over the place.
Right, there are cords everywhere.
Right.
So we built a trough behind the countertop and drop all the electrical through little openings down into the
Excellent.
outlets.
And Julie, what about you? The number one thing about this room, what is it that you got out of it as someone who's doing home remodeling?
Well, I got the storage. Isn't that what women always want? We always want storage.
Certainly.
And it was a vaulted ceiling in here, and our designer, as he was asking questions, said, what's your priority? And I said, storage. And he said, you know what we need to do is make it feel like a den. We'll bring that ceiling down, and we'll put a big attic up there for you. And I was in heaven. It's fabulous.
Brilliant
I've got
move.
my storage.
And as educators, I'm sure you've got a ton of books and a ton of things that you've just picked up over the years from your students, so what better way to do it? Yeah,
perfect.
Excellent room on a den, an excellent way to use your ideas and I guess share them with the designer so he could take them to the next step. Good job.
And they even put wall-to-wall carpeting up there.
We've seen 1, we've seen 2, we've seen 3, we're going to see 4 now. So I want you to show me the one issue in this master bathroom that is yours.
It's this closet right here, this linen closet, which I told the designer, Arthur, there's no way we can't put something there. That's a closet behind that.
Built it right into the corner.
And it's perfect. Look at the drawer space.
I know, my wife would kill for that, so stop showing me now because she'll see this, I guarantee you. There were a lot of design obstacles in here, John, and you know better than anybody because you had been mapping it out. What did you have to overcome in this room?
Well, the biggest thing was we had a very large tub in here, but a very small shower, like an old telephone booth. And we wanted both a large shower and a large tub, but we couldn't figure out how to make that happen. And so the designer solved the problem by turning the tub and building a structure to enclose the tub, which also provided an opportunity for a lot of beautiful tile work.
And I'll tell you, that's where the designer comes in. They listen to you, and then they get back there with their computer programs, and they're able to put the programs together the way you want. I also love the way this is furniture. This is not just, you know, some prefab something. This is furniture in here, the way I look at it.
Yes, that's if you're going to remodel a bathroom, you're going to have to reach that decision. Are you going to do cabinetry with a countertop or separate furniture pieces? And we tried to solve both of those concerns with this work.
Well, it's a beautiful job, excellent layout. As far as bathrooms go, probably my favorite that I've seen. One more bathroom, let's go. I'm in the shower, come on in here. Tell me about this, this is great.
Well, we did this because of privacy issues. If somebody walks in the door and if you have glass shower doors, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, they see everything.
Yeah. So I said to the designer, I don't know what I want, but I know that privacy is an issue. What are you going to do?
It's a great idea because there's definitely that barricade. It's definitely well constructed, and you get pebble on the ground too. You can't beat it. Great idea. I'm Darrell Carlo, host of the Republic West Remodeling Home Tour. Let's do it again real soon, okay? Republic West Remodeling, the home of the Dream Assurance Plan.